Spring football is in full swing, and many of you are out there want to know what your team is going to look like this upcoming fall season. Well, we're going to give you a quick breakdown of what you can expect from Tomorrow Leader Sports Network Top 5. That's right, Top 5 running backs going into the spring, what you can expect from them coming up this upcoming fall. Just how they going to look out there with your team. What are they going to do? Who is Coach Walker's top 5? Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into who those top 5 are right after this. You know it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in the friendly to tell them to come on in. It's never positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get on in this thing. Because I know you're like, Coach, top 5. Wait a minute. You going to do a top 5, Coach? Really? Coach, are you really going to do a top 5? Yes, I'm going to do a top 5, guys. Why y'all can't think Coach can't get out here and give you a top 5? I'm going to give you something that's going to be entertaining with this top 5 here. Because I know you're like, Coach, wait a minute. There ain't no way in the world you got 5. And I know some of y'all out there going to be a little pissed off with Coach. You're like, hey, man, why you ain't pick my daggone running back? My running back good, too. Y'all done went over there and picked everybody else running back. Well, guess what, guys? Some of these are going to surprise you. But y'all still, hey, y'all tune in, stick around. Hey, get your popcorn and everything so y'all can see who this top 5 is going to be. We're going to get into exactly who that is right after this quick commercial. You want your chicken to come out looking like this? Then guess what? You need to get you some of that Niles Big Daddy Gaddy Sweet Mississippi barbecue sauce. Hey, you see, my can is empty. That means there's some good stuff in there, boy. You put that on the chicken, boy, some pork chops, or even some daggone ribs. Boy, that's some good eating right there. Enjoy yourself. Mr. Gaddy, I appreciate you for sharing this recipe with the world. Thank you, sir. Thank you again. Now, number 5, none other than Grambling State University, Floyd Chalk IV. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I like Chance over there as well. Give me one more chance. That's my guy as well over there as well. Both of these young men are going to be crazy watching these two run this ball this upcoming season. Because I tell you this, they had a 3-headed monster last season in which it was Chance, Chalk, and Maurice Washington. Maurice Washington, he moved on, who decided that, you know, he wanted to go ahead and take his talents and go pursue playing on a professional level. I wish him the best of luck out there. Now, watching these young men play last season in that Grambling State Tigers backfield, you automatically knew one of them was going to break one either for a big run or a touchdown. Maurice Washington, you knew that young man there was like a Swiss Army knife. If he got that ball in his hands, he's going to take off, bust one down the field for a big gain. And guess what? It's going to have everybody sitting there scratching their head. Telling them, daggone, man, what did we do wrong? Why was we out of position? No, you weren't out of position. It's just he went ahead and tricked you up out your shoes where he had you, grabbing down trying to tie your shoelaces, thinking that you was going to tackle him when he got up in front of you. And he prepared up out of there. You already know what's going to happen. Chalk as well as Chance, too, they were the same way. They were elusive out there on the field. Again, as I stated before, Chance Williams was a phenomenal, Chance Williams is another phenomenal back that's in that Grambling State Tigers backfield that can really get after it as well. Chalk rushed the ball last season 62 times for 374 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry. Now, Chance Williams, he rushed the ball last year as well. And I think he rushed the ball, his average per carry was like 3.6 yards or 3.9 yards, somewhere in there between 3.6 and 4 yards per carry. So you know this young man can get out there and tote that rock without it being no problems. Now, number 4, you got Alabama State, Ja'Cory Merritt. Last season, the Hornets had another 3-headed monster that was known as Earth, Wind, and Fire. Dunn, Howell, and Merritt all in the backfield running the ball. Now, Howell and Dunn, they have both moved on to pursue other things. I think Dunn is trying to pursue playing on the professional ranks, and I think Howell may be trying to do the same thing as well. But last season, Merritt ran the ball. He led the team in rushing the ball 120 times for 467 yards, averaging 3.9 yards per carry. Now, I can't wait to see how things go this season, especially with him being that featured back. The Alabama State Hornets football team, I mean, I'm sure Merritt is definitely going to be the one that's going to get the bulk of the carries again this upcoming season. So I can't wait to see exactly what he gets out there and do, because this young man is definitely an Iron Man, because for him to carry that thing 120 times last season, you had two other backs that was out there on the field with you as well. I think they had somewhere along the line like 60 carries apiece. Hey, that's one phenomenal feat right there. So got to give that young man his props as well. Number 3, Southern University, Carl Ligon. Now, he was the second leading rusher for the Southern Jaguars University football team, rushing the ball 126 times for 568 yards, averaging 4.5 yards per carry. Now, I know you're like, Coach, wait a minute. If he's the second leading rusher on the team, how in the heck did he get number 3? Well, let me break something down to you. The number 1 leading rusher on the team was none other than the quarterback, Bashawn McCray, who has decided to take his talents, get into the transfer portal. He's moved on to go somewhere else, continue his collegiate football career as well. Now, understand one thing. McCray himself rushed the ball 115 times for 657 yards. Now, the SWAC better pay close attention to this young man, because I'm going to say this right now. Ligon is definitely going to be a force to reckon with out there on the field. And I'm going to say this. I can see Ligon flirting with 1,000 yards rushing this upcoming season. I'm just going to be honest with you. I can see this young man tipping that scale close to 1,000 this season. If he's healthy and he's able to get out there and run that ball in the manner in which he was able to do last season against the opposing teams within the SWAC, this young man is really going to pay off in the Southern University Jaguars football running game this upcoming season. We're down to the last 2. I know y'all like, Coach, my team better be in this last 2, because you ain't mentioned my team yet. Now, I know you over there playing games. I know you like to be funny from time to time, but this ain't funny right now. Where is my team? You ain't got my team in 5, 4, or 3. My team better be in that top 2. Well, I'm telling y'all right now, guys. Y'all ready for the number 2? We're going to go ahead and get into number 2. And I know y'all like, Coach, wait a minute. You did 5. You did 4. You did 3. Now, wait. It ain't too many more teams. There's only 12 teams in the SWAC. And you down to your last 2. I ain't heard my team yet. Well, guess what? Y'all ready for number 2? Here come number 2 right now. Prairie View A&M transfer, Caleb Johnson from Mississippi Valley State. Now, he was the leading rusher over Mississippi Valley State. The Delta Devils last season, rushing the ball 144 times for 524 yards, averaging 3.6 yards per carry. Now, when Caleb chose to take his talents to move on to Prairie View A&M, he hit that transfer portal. I'm sitting there like, man, when I heard Prairie View A&M pick this young man up, I said, wait a minute. This Panthers running game is about to be on steroids for real. This is about to be a problem, because I thought about, you got you got Conley over there, the quarterback, who ran the ball, substantially as well. But then you have Jaden Stewart, who rushed the ball for 687 yards, averaging 5.6 yards per carry. Now, as I stated before, quarterback Trazion Conley, who rushed the ball 125 times for 687 yards as well. And you had Ahmad Antoine, who rushed the ball 103 times for 627 yards, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. But to that avail, we're going to have something going on here, because you got to look at it like this. When you got a running game that was that fluid, pumping out them type of stats amongst 3, 4 different running backs last season, like, wait a minute. What will all of this stay together for this upcoming season? What's going to change? Well, when you add in another running back into the mix of Caleb Johnson, you say, hey, this thing could very well be lethal as far as with them running the ball next season against opposing teams. Everybody got to make sure that when they're studying film on all of the different runners that they have, and not just maybe 1 or 2. And the quarterback, they got to study everybody. And unfortunately, you had Stewart. He decided he was going to take his talents and transfer over to Stephen F. Austin University. So the running game for the Prairie View A&M Panthers is still going to be lethal this upcoming season. I just can't wait to see how everything pans out with the addition of Johnson. I want to see how all of that works out with, all of the different runners that they have out there on the field. Now to number 1, who's going to be the one in lead coming into the fall season? I know y'all like, wait a minute, Coach. Wait a minute. You down to 1. Who in the world could you be talking about that's going to be at number 1? And if it ain't this daggone player, I'm going to boycott your channel. But guess what? I don't need you to boycott the channel. I don't need y'all to get mad and upset at me. But I'm just going to tell it to you simple as this. The number 1 rusher for Tomorrow Leader Sports Network, top 5 preseason running backs, number 1 that's going to be the one in lead is none other than Alcorn State University, SWAC Howard. Now, he led the SWAC last season rushing the ball 250 times for 1,275 yards, averaging 5.1 yards per carry. Now, this young man is definitely a beast to bring down. You already know, if you ain't packing your lunch to bring this young man down, you might as well get yourself in the weight room now and stay there, because he ain't going to be no easy takedown. This young man has definitely been working on his game as far as understanding that people are going to try to, keep him from keeping those shoulders square, so that when he hit that hole and go, he's going to definitely be hard to bring down. Now he's understanding how to, how to get up in them holes, especially with, those shoulders not being as square, and still having that same burst to get out there and just continue to keep running down the field, mowing folks down like he was doing all last season. This young man is definitely going to be something to deal with this upcoming season. This young man rushed for 1,275 yards last season. I can see this young man tipping the scale easily at 1,500 with his eyes closed. And I think he'll hit that 1,500. Season is even over with. If Alcorn State is playing in the SWAC championship, I believe that he'll be at 1,500 yards already. I'm just going to put it out there to you right now. This is going to be a phenomenal season to watch HBCU football, especially with these different running backs that's coming out of the SWAC. I have another one that's coming up for the MEAC as well as the SIAC and the CIAA. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there like, wait a minute, coach, you didn't mention a particular player over at Jackson State University. Well, I'm going to say this to you guys. There's some rumblings that's going on right now. I'm not for sure if this is accurate or not, but I'm hearing that this young man may be moving on from the program. So that's why he's not in this list. If he is at Jackson State, I don't have a problem with going back and redoing this list all over again, because that young man is a phenomenal athlete as far as what he's able to do out there on the field. Like I said, he was one of my first interviews that I did of player athletes, and I'm not here to shame this young man for anything that he chooses to do with his future. That's on him to make that decision. But until he says he's out of there, I'm not going to put it out there saying that he's gone. But that is the reason why I did not have him in the list, because I'm going based off of people that I know are definitely going to be there. And right now, his situation is up in the air. So I don't want to get into that, but we'll talk about that soon enough. I'm sure folks going to be asking for it, because there's already a video out there talking about him, wanting to know if he's still going to be there or not. So coach will go ahead and get up on out this thing. But guys, until next time, be the one in lead.